All right. And as I share this information, everyone, just to give you some brief notes on the metaverse is this is where we are right now. It's through social media, of course, with IMVU. This is the program that we're using, but we're using this program as a classroom space, a very safe space for children and their families and whoever would like to tap in to come inside the classroom and learn just as like we're going to do today. We're learning how to take the metaverse and take advantage of it in the right ways, especially if you have a homeschool organization or you homeschool your children. This is where the Co-op Learning Center, Virtual Center, is hosted, and I have that, finally have that worksheet. The metaverse, pretty much, we're using this to be able to educate our children. And I hope you all enjoy the tour here of the metaverse. If you would like to tap in, you can definitely put in the inbox avatar, and I will share that information with you at the very end. But let's go ahead and get started with our tour here. But as we come into the room, we are in the first room, which is Umoja, which means unity. So it's all about us coming together and being able to work with one another, understanding one another from the youth all the way down to our seniors. How can I foster stronger unity in my family, community, or workplace? And that affirmation again is I am unifying force in my community, creating harmony and connection. I wanted to share just a few things before we go to the actual theater space of the room. These are the 7 principles here. So we have Umoja, which is unity, and this one right here is so rough for me to say, but we're gonna try it. Kujichagulia. Oof, I got it. I got it. Kujichagulia. So that one means self-determination. Then we have our next one, which is Ujima. Ujima. I love that one. Collective work and responsibility. And then we have Umoja. Umoja. So this one here speaks about cooperative economics. And then today we're speaking about Nia, which is purpose. And then our next one we have is Kuumba. So Kuumba. Kuumba means creativity. And as we explore creativity, part of the room here, the Kwanzaa room, we'll go into the theater and watch a clip, which will give you more information about Kwanzaa. And then we have the last one that explains faith. Imani. And I love that name because as you all hear my little one in the background, her name is Imani. But yes, means faith. So those are the 7 principles there, just to share that with you all. So across the way, you can see where it says collective work and responsibility. So in that particular room, it shares a demonstration of people coming together and working and doing things that actually work for the community. But we will definitely tour that room as we come back out from the theater. So let's go ahead and lead on up to the theater. So we're going to go in here and watch the beautiful film, and I hope you all enjoy it and take notes. If you didn't get the link to the worksheet, please let me know. It's in the chat, but I will share it again as we watch the beautiful film. So this is where we come in and express ourselves and share creativity. So give me 1 second and I will post it up here and get the film started for you.
Kwanzaa is a non-religious, non-political African-American holiday that celebrates family, community, and culture, and commemorates the African heritage of Black Americans whose ethnic history was stripped away by the slave trade. The holiday also gave African Americans an alternative to the Christmas holiday and an opportunity to celebrate themselves and their history rather than imitate the dominant society's practice. As stated in the 1997 book, Kwanzaa, A Celebration of Family, Community, and Culture, so Kwanzaa is a cultural rather than a religious holiday and can be celebrated regardless of a person's faith tradition. Many African Americans who celebrate Kwanzaa do so in addition to observing Christmas. Kwanzaa's creation also underscores the essential premise that you must have a cultural revolution before the violent revolution. The Cultural Revolution gives identity, purpose, and direction. The name Kwanzaa derives from the Swahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanza, meaning first fruits. First fruit festivals existed in southern Africa and celebrated in December and January with the southern solstice. The celebration dates back to ancient Egypt and Nubia. Now that we have a brief history lesson on Kwanzaa, let us talk about the 6 exciting facts you might didn't know about the holiday. Number 1, Kwanzaa centers around 7 principles. The 7 days of Kwanzaa are a time of celebration, meditation, and recommitment. The focus is on the Nguzo Saba, or 7 principles. On each of the 7 nights, the family gathers near a table containing 7 Kwanzaa symbols. A child lights one of the candles on a kinara or candelabra. On the first day, the black candle in the center is lit, followed by alternating the red candle on the left and the green candle on the right. After lighting the candle, the family discusses one of the Nguzo Saba's principles. Individuals are encouraged to reflect on the principles throughout the holiday and embrace them in their own lives. An African feast called the Karamu is traditionally held on December the 31st. The Nguzo Saba are central to the celebration of Kwanzaa and to the African-centered values that embrace the importance of celebrating one's own culture through meaningful, constant remembrance and connection to the ancestors. The Nguzo Saba emerged from Kouate philosophy, which evaluates the best of African thought and practice. Now that we have a better understanding of the Nguzo Saba, or the 7 principles, let's discuss each principle that represent a different day of Kwanzaa. The first principle will be Umoja, or unity. Umoja stresses the importance of togetherness for the family and the community, which is reflected in the African proverb, I am because we are. We believe that everyone in our community is responsible for one another and that by working together, we will achieve great things. The second principle is Kujichagulia, or self-determination. That one may define themselves for themselves. It isn't just about you or me, it's about us, our community, and how we celebrate our culture and independently use our resources to self-determine our future. The third principle would be Ujima, or collective work and responsibility. This means that one's successes are shared throughout the community and vice versa. We are collectively responsible for our achievements as well as our setbacks. We must build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. Yes, to whom much is given, much is expected. The fourth principle would be Ujima, or cooperative economics. What this means is that sharing what one has with others to benefit everyone. It teaches us to support one another and to build businesses that benefit the whole community and help it thrive. The fifth principle would be Ni'a, or purpose. This is self-reflection and action and meaning. It's not enough just to have money. Yes, you can pay the bills, buy food and other things you want, but your life will have much more meaning if your money is used for a purpose. And the sixth principle will be Kuumba, or creativity. Expressed in art, work, thoughts, and acts, creativity means to perform acts that leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited. And the seventh and last principle is Imani, or faith. To believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. The second interesting fact about Kwanzaa are its symbols. Kwanzaa has several key symbols that are used as artifacts to teach, remind, and inspire those in the application of Kwanzaa principles. The basic symbols used to celebrate Kwanzaa are: number 1, vibunzi, or ear of corn. The vibunzi, or ear of corn, symbolizes fertility and nurturing during Kwanzaa. Thus, one ear is placed on an mkeka for each child in the family. If there are no children in the home, 2 ears are still set on the mkeka because each person is responsible for the children of the community. Africans are reminded that child rearing is communal or tribal affair that involves virtues of discipline, respect for others, compassion, and charity. The second symbol would be Mazio, and they are the crops that represent African harvest and acknowledgement of productive labor. And the third symbol, as mentioned earlier, is Mkeka, and that is the Kwanzaa mat, which represent a foundation of our tradition and history. And the fourth symbol will be Kinara. Kinara is the candle holder that represents continental Africans as our roots. And the fifth symbol will be Muhindi. Muhindi is the corn that represents our children and our future. And the sixth symbol is Nguzo Saba, is the group of 7 candles that represent the Kwanzaa 7 principles, Nguzo Saba. And the seventh symbol is Kikombecha Umoja, is the unity cup, which represents the principle of unity as the basis of all Kwanzaa principles. And the eighth symbol is Zawadi, are gifts that represent the commitments made and kept. And the ninth symbol would be Bandera, also known as the Afro-American flag, Black Liberation flag, the UNIA flag, is the flag which is a supplemental symbol and color that represents Black as the people, red is the struggle, and green is the future and hope. And the 10th and final symbol is a poster of the 7 principles of Nguzo Saba. This will be printed and displayed. The third interesting fact about Kwanzaa are its gifts. They're homemade and educational. In order to avoid the over-commercialization of Kwanzaa, gifts or zawadi handed out to family members on the 7th day of Kwanzaa are often homemade. These gifts are meant to represent encouragement, self-determination, success, and growth for the person receiving them. Some participants buy books, music, art, accessories, or other culturally themed products, preferably from a Black-owned business. The fourth interesting fact about Kwanzaa are its colors. The colors black, red, and green are a reflection of the Pan-African movement, representing unity for people of African descent worldwide. Black represents the people, and red is for the noble blood that unites all people of African ancestry, as well as the bloodshed during slavery and the civil rights movement. And green is for the rich land of Africa. And now the fifth interesting fact about Kwanzaa are its United States Postal Service stamps. The first U.S. postage stamp to commemorate Kwanzaa was issued on October the 22nd, 1997 by self-taught artist Cynthia St. James. Her designs were revalued 3 times to 33 cents, 34 cents, and 37 cents in 1999, 2001, and 2002. A total of 133 million Kwanzaa stamps were produced in 1997. Artist Daniel Minter introduced a new self-adhesive 37-cent Kwanzaa stamp on October 16, 2004. In October of 2020, a new Kwanzaa stamp designed by art director Antonia Akala and Andrea Pippins was part of the Postal Service Forever stamp compilations. And a sixth and final fact about Kwanzaa, a few U.S. presidents have wished the nation a happy Kwanzaa. When President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle occupied the White House, towards the end of December, they would issue a statement to all those celebrating Kwanzaa. We know that there are still too many Americans going through enormous challenges and trying to make ends meet. But we also know that in the spirit of unity, or Umoja, we can overcome those challenges together. Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush released similar statements during their time in office. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the Matter of Facts channel, and please like and click on the bell for notifications of future videos.
All right, all right. Not too long, not too long. That was really nice because if you're new to this, kind of like me, for about 2 years, then you're still trying to get a lot of facts down, but it's very important to know. I would say stick with it, everyone. Um, And if you would like to continue receiving more information or just having us check in with you to see how those 7 principles are going for you as we continue on for 2025, why not bring these beautiful principles into your life and practice them on a day-to-day basis? They could help you know how you want to move throughout the new year, something else to give you other than what they're giving us when it comes to the principles.
I would like Nehemiah X with his great scholarship and words. If you're there, please give us a closing statement on why is it important to have to social practice the 7 principles and it being 24/7, 365.
When we look at Kwanzaa, and if we just keep it at a fest event and just look at it as such, then it is sanctimonious BS. It's baseless. But when you see this as a rites of passage, when you see this as a way of opening the gate for us stepping into the new year, practicing what we call communalism, not communism. I said communalism. It's also a way where the community goes to an area and everybody is exchanging energy, becoming like minds on these principles. And the greatness of Kwanzaa, when we look outside of the personalities and we look into the mission and the principles, we understand that it's also one of the greatest starts of principle unity. So on that first day, when it's Umoja, we just don't look at it as a baseless unity of just uniting because, you know, we're peers and are in the same group and the same struggles. No, we understand that it's principle unity and that our unity must contain initiatives. Our unity must be targeting a goal. There must be some form of achievement that is not for a selfish gain, but it's for the healing and the restoration of the people inside of our community. When we have a lack of principle unity, that's when we have the process of, well, hell, what we see here. Excuse the curse, sorry. Of what we see here, individualist ideas, selfish and opportunistic gain, people being misused, and as we're told that that is the capitalist American way, we understand what was made for one class and grouping of people to flourish has made our nation that is still held captive in this nation. It has made it fail. So when we look at just one person being able to go to the top and become whatever it is in the mainstream of Eurocentrism, and they're celebrated, we understand that that doesn't reward our race. All of these millions, and it's, you know, I mean, that's their money, but when we're not showing each other how to get the access to it, and we're not working with each other to get to it, and that I'm making your issues my issues, and I'm helping you solve your issues, and you're aiding and solving my issues, then that's not family. That's not a nation. You know, let's look at it so that we can have more of a reference point. And I'm hanging my hat, sounding like a pastor. All right, hold on. I'm hanging my hat there. But okay, when we look at imperialism, when imperialists see another nation, quote unquote, being downtrodden and oppressed, or they're not having goods, they don't have the basic necessities of life, and the quality of life is not good. That imperialist nation, you steps in, aids these people, claims that what they're doing is to fix and oust someone who is doing the wrong, that's causing the harm. Now, yes, they do this as a ploy to establish gains and create control in these communities. But if just on the larger basis, those who we're playing their game, they're out here at least aiding in some way, making joint cabinets, making coalitions, making all kind of committees. And as they do this, all of their nations, all of these pan-European nations, all these colonial, all of European, all of these nations are eating together. Yeah, they war with each other, but they still go out and they outreach and they enrich each other. Now, of course, there's a clash in the end. That's another thing. But just on the basis of reference to see that those that are making a way for our destruction and to self-implode, that They're using tactics of initiative-based principle unity to achieve their goals. So if we want to understand nation building, it's time for us. It's time for us more than ever to at least start with that first day of principle unity, because all of Nguzo Saba, all of those 7 principles, one person cannot do them. It's a group effort to aid our people, to change our community. It's not a group effort, because it's going to take a people already there to aid, and then it's going to already take a people there to have their life changed. So as we each one teach one, and we know that all hands must be in the pot to do what's right, let's hold each other accountable to make this 7-day and this 7 principle initiative a revolutionary culture. Free the land.
By any means
Free
necessary.
the
Free the
land,
land.
and it means necessary.